This dog would always stop at the hatch during his walks. His owner couldn't figure out why until she opened it, only to be shocked by what was inside. In a small, quiet town in Turkey, there lived a smart and beautiful German shepherd named Axel. He was well-behaved and enjoyed the attention from neighbors whenever he went out for walks. People would often stop to pet him as he passed by. One day, something strange happened during their usual walk. One evening, when Irina was walking Axel, the dog suddenly froze near a butcher shop. He started barking loudly at the hatch in the ground, drawing the attention of nearby people. Irina was confused. What could be making her usually calm dog behave like this? Axel kept barking and refused to move despite Irina's attempts to pull him away. After a few minutes, Axel finally followed Irina, but she was still puzzled about his unusual behavior. She shared the incident with her husband, Ronnie, who couldn't understand why it had shocked her so much. He suggested that Axel may have seen a small animal in the drain and got excited. Though Irina wasn't entirely convinced, she decided to drop the matter and not dwell on it further. The next morning during another walk, Irina kept an eye out as they passed the same spot. This time, Axel didn't bark. Instead, he sat down in the middle of the street, staring intently at the drain without moving. Irina tried to look inside, but she couldn't see anything. After a few minutes, she got Axel up and they continued their walk home. For the next 3 days, the same thing happened. Axel would stop at the drain, sit, and stare at it. Irina became more curious but couldn't figure out what was going on. Then one evening, while walking with Axel, something unexpected happened. As they reached the butcher shop, Axel stopped briefly by the drain but didn't bark. Irina bought him his favorite sausages, but to her surprise, Axel grabbed the sausages and ran off, something he had never done before. Panicked, Irina chased after him, eventually finding him back by the drain. To her shock, Axel wasn't eating the sausages. Instead, he was tossing them into the drain. Now, even more intrigued, Irina approached the drain but still couldn't see anything. She watched Axel deposit all the sausages into the hatch, then squatted down to take a closer look. What she saw stunned her. Without hesitation, Irina called the fire department. A few minutes later, firefighters arrived at the scene and began to assess the situation. However, they were faced with a challenge. Axel was standing guard by the drain, growling at the firefighters and refusing to let them near. With Irina's help, the firefighters were able to calm Axel down enough to get him to move away so they could work. The firefighters used special tools to remove the metal rods blocking the drain, and after lifting the cover, they finally looked inside. A crowd had gathered to watch, all wondering what had been so important to Axel. After a few tense minutes, a firefighter climbed into the drain and pulled something out. It was alive. The crowd gasped in shock when they saw it was a tiny kitten, no more than a few weeks old. But the surprises didn't end there. The firefighter went down into the drain several more times, each time emerging with another kitten of the same size and age. Irina was stunned to see not one but 4 kittens pulled from the drain. They had been stuck there for 3 days, weak and cold. The kittens were immediately taken to a vet and later placed in a shelter. No one knew exactly how the kittens ended up in the drain. Perhaps they had been washed in by a heavy rain. Whatever the case, Axel's remarkable instincts had saved them. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.